I'm going to ask a very stupid question, a very basic question. We know these borders were redefined by colonial powers. We know it's causing all of these problems. Is there not a sense in trying to figure out how to restore these borders?
You would have thought it's negotiable, isn't it? But I mean, Iran and Iraq fought a war over their border, but you don't necessarily want to encourage negotiation in every respect. But there's the AU, for example. I mean, the problem here is that there's an international system which is founded on nation states,
Sure.
and it's evolved into a point where now it's tearing Europe apart because these states, which in fact the borders of European states are very, very fresh. Some of them are only 60 years old. And yet these nations are acting as though they're some kind of primordial construct with a nativist population that cannot be violated. And actually, I think we need to move generally more in the direction of Canada. On the nation-state continuum, I think as climate change hits and as more and more people are displaced, because the numbers that we're talking about at the moment are change, this is nothing compared to the numbers that are going to be displaced when large parts of the planet become inhospitable. We're going to have to work together more, and we're going to have to, I think, move more along the lines of a state, a liberal state that is governed by laws and which mediates business and community relations and politics, and less the vehicle of the nation, which is a sort of emotional unit of all sorts of myths and legends and ideas about belonging, which are frankly constructed and usually out of date. And I think we need to move much more along the lines of Canada. And Canada's probably going to be is going to survive the coming tumult a bit more easily, I think, because the Prime Minister, I'm bigging up your Canadian citizenship now, but Prime Minister Trudeau in Davos said, we're not accepting 20,000 Syrian refugees as an act of altruism. We're taking them because we know that this is good for diversity, and diversity is good for the economy and good for creativity. I don't understand why Europe isn't fighting over all of these refugees to repopulate all of its depopulated, depressed industrial areas. Like Germany learned the lesson very quickly, I think, because they have confronted their history and they've got less of that baggage, and they've also got a very sensible leader.
Yeah.
But most of the other European countries have totally missed it, when actually we need these people. I was just in Michigan this week, where lots of communities are being regenerated by refugee populations. And it's such a shame that the whole discourse and even the control of the numbers of the influx are controlled by the government, which is subjected to this national discourse, when actually if you could allow municipalities to say, well, you know, we want some of these people and let them do it, I think we'd get further in solving this crisis.
Can you imagine a United States without Steve Jobs, for example, whose dad was a Syrian immigrant? I think that's like, that tells me, that says everything.